2025 Ford Ranger shakes up the whole industry. The 2025 Ford Ranger is here, and it's already making the whole truck business shake up. This Ranger is more than just a refresh, it's a game changer. It has features that have never been seen before, a bold new look and powerful speed upgrades. But what sets this type apart from the rest, and how will it change pickups in the future? Stay with us as we talk about everything the 2025 Ford Ranger has to offer. Is this the truck that changes the market? It's like the full redesign last year wasn't enough. The 2025 Ford Ranger keeps changing and getting better with a new plug-in hybrid powertrain, new off-road versions, and new features and options. The Ford pickup is a real contender for the top spot in its class for a lot of reasons. The 2025 Ford Ranger is here and changes the whole electric truck business. The Ranger is now a much better pickup truck than it used to be. It looks better, is more polished, and comes with more features. Additionally, it added 2 more turbocharged V6 engines, one of which is the one that gives the brand new Ranger Raptor its power, with over 400 horsepower. That's not all the Blue Oval business does. When Jeep released a plug-in electric Wrangler, the Bronco was bound to follow the road at some point, and as usual, the donor will be its pickup sibling. Yes, the Ranger truck will be the first one with a plug-in hybrid. And no, it won't have a V6 engine and an Explorer-style setup like some sources said it would. Instead, it has a more current and fuel-efficient 2.3-liter Turbo 4 engine, which is the same 270 horsepower engine that came with the base model of the truck. It gets a lot of help from the 75 kilowatt electric motor and the 18 kilowatt-hour battery pack. This add-on turns this mostly work machine into a useful and efficient daily car that can go up to 30 miles on electricity alone. Of course, the best thing about that is that Ford didn't have to give up any of its skills to get this level of fuel efficiency. That's not all. This is also a very capable pickup truck that has more torque than the old 3-liter V6 turbo diesel engine that was in the F-150 and is still used in the Australian Ranger. So it shouldn't be a surprise that the Ranger can pull up to 7,700 pounds, which is the same as the class winners, the Chevy Colorado and the Jeep Gladiator, Ranger, Tremor, and Raptors. The new generation's mid-size pickup options amaze the truck community for many reasons, including the fact that the Raptor is finally available in the United States. It has great off-road capabilities and a super capable twin-turbo 6 engine with over 400 horsepower. The only problem is that the Ranger Raptor costs almost $60,000, which means not everyone can afford it. The Raptor is too expensive for many off-road fans to buy. So if the Blue Oval company came up with a cheaper off-road option that could still do a lot. The type in question is called the Tremor, which is a name that off-road fans know well. It is used here as a version that was built on top of a medium Ranger with a number of improvements. Most likely, you'll notice all of these changes to the outside first. There are also a few unique features inside that make the cabin stand out. The best thing about it, though, is that it has constant 4-wheel drive, which is a big improvement over the part-time 4-wheel drive that most Rangers have. If you're looking for off-road handling, the Tremor is almost as good as the Raptor. One reason for this is that it comes with a locking rear differential and an upgraded suspension with a 1-inch lift. Like the so-called trail turn assist, the system can lock the inside wheel and cut the turning radius by an impressive 25%. This is especially helpful for off-roading in tight areas. All-terrain tires come standard, and there are also different drive modes to help you get the most out of different off-road conditions. You can choose between mud ruts, sand crawl, and rock crawl. The bumpers have been slightly reshaped and the suspension has been raised, which means that the approach and departure angles are better, going up to 32 and 27 degrees respectively. So far, the Earthquake has only been sold in Australia. It comes with a 2-liter turbo diesel engine. Soon the American version will be here. It will probably have a base Turbo 4 engine, which will also help keep the price low. The base price for the Australian model is 69,690 Australian dollars, which at the moment is about 47,000 US dollars. The lineup now has an extended cab. One thing we didn't like about the new midsize pickup styles was that they started a trend. The only option you can get for the new Colorado Canyon and Gladiator is a crew cab model with a cargo bed that isn't very long. There's really nothing wrong with these models. They fit well and are very useful. The problem is that there aren't many choices left for people who need something more business-like, more work-like. At first, it looked like the Ranger could go in the same way as the extended cab model, but only in Australia. From 2024 to 2025, the North American version was only available as a crew cab. Now, though, things are different. The Blue Oval company brings back the extended cab version, which will definitely attract a wide range of customers who hadn't had many options lately, since the Toyota Tacoma and Nissan Frontier were the only models in the segment to offer this configuration. The Ford Ranger also comes in this more practical version, which has a longer 6-foot cargo bed than the 5-foot unit in the crew cab model. Of course, the main downside is that there is a lot less space inside, but this version still has a couple of rear seats that are pretty easy to get to thanks to back-hinged suicide doors. Designing the inside. When the Ranger from the previous model came back to North America, it wasn't perfect. There were a lot of things to worry about, which made sense since it was that time. A comeback. This pickup was pretty old when it was first released in 2011, but things have changed a lot since then. The Ranger now has a modern cabin look with the newest tech features, such as a digital gauge cluster, textured trim, honeycomb air vents, and a general sense of quality that is one of its selling points. It now competes in a much more competitive segment with much higher standards for interior quality than it did just a few years ago. Some say that the digitalization of the MIDI controls and the slightly different form of the gear shifter make it take a little longer to get used to, but overall the ergonomics are very good. The Ranger also has a lot of storage options, such as a hidden glove box, large door pockets, under-seat storage, and more. The 2025 Ford Ranger seems to have more than enough tech features, even though pickup trucks and other work-related vehicles need to have them. Base models already come with a 10.1-inch touchscreen, and a bigger 12.4-inch unit is also available. Both have the latest Sync 4 interface, which has clear graphics and a very fast response time, along with standard 8-inch and optional 12.4-inch digital instrument clusters. The Ranger looks more like a spaceship with these screens than like a work machine for full ease. Ford also gives the Ranger wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as well as the option of wireless charging and tracking. There's also a new zone lighting system that can be used to light up the job site or help you set up camp. To give you an idea, Ford engineers thought of every possible powertrain for everyone. The lack of powertrain choices in the last model was one of the things that people didn't like about it, at least in North America. They all had the same 2.3-liter Turbo 4 engine, which made about 270 horsepower. This engine was and still is very powerful and fuel efficient, but some customers wanted more, and Ford seems to be paying attention to their concerns. There were 3 different powertrains for the 2024 Ranger. The 2025 Ranger has 4 engine options: the base Turbo 4, the new plug-in hybrid we just talked about, and 2 turbocharged V6 units. The first one is a 2.7-liter Ford engine that makes 315 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque, which is pretty high. Lastly, the Ranger Raptor has the same 3-liter V6 engine as the Bronco. It can make up to 405 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque at its peak. If we ignore the new Tremor trim, the new 2025 Ford Ranger has a pretty standard lineup of trim levels and equipment groups. It starts with the base XL model, which may be basic, but it comes with LED headlights, a digital instrument cluster, a 10.1-inch touchscreen, and a couple of advanced driver assistance features like forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking, and lane departure warning. The XLT has a lot of improvements such as LED bed lighting, a wall outlet that looks like a regular outlet, wireless charging, and more features that help you drive like blind spot tracking and lane keep assist. The Lariat is the next one, and it's probably the best buy because it has so many big improvements. Some of the power accessories that come standard are a sliding rear window, all-terrain tires, a heated steering wheel, leather seats, a bigger touchscreen, a bigger digital instrument cluster, and dual-zone climate control. Lastly, the Raptor is still the best off-road vehicle in its class. It goes up against the Colorado ZR2, the Tacoma TRD Pro, and the most capable Jeep Gladiators. In addition to the strong V6 engine, it has a unique suspension with Fox shocks and a wider track, low-speed off-road cruise control, huge 33-inch all-terrain tires blocking front and rear differentials, bucket seats, and many other changes, both inside and out. If you're excited about the future of trucks and want to stay updated on the latest industry-shaking releases, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Don't miss out on all the updates and reviews coming your way.